Hello everyone, my name is Dianthus and meow. Welcome to Cozy Sudoku. Yay! I love it so much. That's it, that's the tweet, that's the video. I just love Cozy Sudoku so much. So Cozy Sudoku, as the name implies, is a Sudoku game. For those of you who know it's following my cursor around. Somehow I had never noticed it would just follow it. Cuteness overload, as we used to say back in the day. Meow, meow. Okay, so Cozy Sudoku is a Sudoku game. For those of you who are not familiar with Sudoku, you have 9 grids of 9 cells each, and you can only have the same number once per line, column, that's not what I wanted to do, and grade. So if you have one here, you cannot have one anywhere else on that line, on that column, and in that grade. And then you need to find out how to fill in the grids. For example, since we have one here, it cannot be in that line anymore. We also have one here, it cannot be that line anymore. And we also have one here. I somehow didn't see there was one here, but as you can see, this one is also a 1, and then here's one here. And that tells us that because there are 1s in this column and on this line, the 1 in this grid can only be here because that's the only available space that meets the rules of Sudoku. That also tells us that in this grid the 1 is going to be here. It cannot be on this line because there was a 1 here already. It cannot be on this line because there's a 1 here already. So it has to be on this line, and so on and so forth. And so you have like a lot of books and games on and apps on mobile and games on Steam where you can play Sudoku. Cozy Sudoku happens to be one of my favorites because like it has this really cute kitty cat over here that you can just play with when you don't have the brain to actually do the puzzles. It has the really cute and cozy music that you can hear in the background behind my voice. I legit had a copyright notification from YouTube for my last video, and I think it's because I spent too much time just listening to the music and not actually talking. So I'm sorry, you will have to believe that the music is really cozy. I like it because it's not like those really like beat, chill lofi, chill hop, but it's like guitars and piano, so it's a bit different. I like that about it. And then you have all sorts of like options that if you're familiar with Sudoku and Sudoku games, you will find them pretty standard. You have the ability to take notes. So for example, I should have prepared this video. Now I have to solve the grid, and you're going to see how embarrassingly long time it takes me to solve a grid. But let's say that I have looked at the grid and I think that the 4 in this grid can only be in this column or this column, and I see it's a small 4 and not like a really big 4 like the other 4s are, or like the ones that I put earlier were. And as like a little note to myself, tell me, hey, the 4 can only be here or here in this column. And the same down below actually. You can erase what you just did. Each time you have to click the cell and then the action you want to do. You can check that the previous numbers you found were all correct. You can undo what you were doing. And you have what they call stamp mode, which is that instead of selecting the cell and then choosing a number, I'm still not mode, sorry, and then choosing the number, you select the number and then you stamp it in the cells, this is obviously wrong, by the way. You cannot have several times the same 5, as you can see here. Like, I'm just doing whatever just to show you. And so yeah, all the basics are here, and then you have what I would call the juice. So you have the little kitty that's making its little paws. Oh no, that's so cute. Did you see? I don't know how to make it move its little paws again. But the kitty is adorable. The music is nice. I like to have the time and date here, even though I also have it on my desk. But I find it really easy to lose track of time when I play Sudoku, even though it's also something that I do when I have a short break to play. You have the shortcuts here for those of you who would prefer to use the keyboard. I don't think they have actually controller support. You have some audio options. You have a wide selection of cats. Isn't it wonderful to have? They all behave the same, but you have a wide selection of cats. I used to live with an orange cat, but I also live with a black cat, and I think, don't tell them, but I think I prefer the black one, softly. And you also can change your theme, your like color palette for the grid. So depending on which one like works better for your eyes at the time. I quite like it. It can fit your mood a little bit. And then you have a few options that can make it easier or harder to play the game. They have a feature that I really like, that is here in the corner. They say, okay, you have 2 remaining ones to find, you have 4 remaining 2s, you have 1 remaining 3. For me, who doesn't really care for like the challenge aspect of Sudoku, I just want to be like doing my grids. It's pretty cool. I like that. I always play game in story mode or easy mode. I don't care. I'm not here for the skill test. I just want to enjoy my game in peace. And then you have your little display settings here and your language options, and then you can quit the game here. And that's it, basically. That's Cozy Sudoku. I just love it. Voila, that's all I wanted to show you today. It's a cute little game. It's out on Steam. It's like €3. And I think it's a great little end of the year present for someone, you know, who loves cats and / or puzzles. They have a wide range of difficulties. So they have all the easy ones. I have not done all the easy ones. They have medium, hard, expert, and extreme. And the extreme ones really are like extremes. Because you have so little numbers that you start with. So it's hard to like find your way into the grid, but it can be. When you have like a really big thing that you want to let percolate in your brain, you want to focus on Sudoku for a long while. Anyway, yeah, I'm not affiliated in the game with the game in any way. I just really like it. I thought it would make a sweet and short little video to show you all Cozy Sudoku today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a good time. I hope you check out the game. I hope you buy the game for someone in your life who likes cats and Sudoku. And yeah, take good care. Have a good time zone. Bye!